Okay, so I have new parts. I have the bolt that was missing in the first place the entire time. So yay, finally have that. And I have another part that I'm not sure if I need, but yeah. I'm still technically waiting on some stuff, and there's some stuff I still need to figure out what to get. And there's some miscellaneous hardware, mostly stuff that bolts the transmission to the engine, or actually rather the structural components of the car, the braces and stuff. Those bolts a couple of them need replaced, and I think I'll just go to the hardware store eventually and figure out what I need and just get that and cut it to size. Next, I think we work on the output shaft because it's the smaller component. I opened the garage door today and wow, it smells like transmission fluid in here. Input shaft, we are just replacing the bearings on the input shaft, so nothing major. Now, that's all I wanted to do. Just wanted to clear the lint out of that. Up in a minute. Just focused on the output shaft. This is part of the damaged one, which is this one. Okay. It should be those parts and this part. Oh, that's the okay. Got a new bearing here. And this is a sealed bearing. So this will replace the one in the bag here. And this is also a new bearing that replaces the one in the bag. It's a small synchro ring. It almost could fit on a hand. The other hand. Huh. And this little black piece is part of the old bearing. We got a couple retaining rings. So the only thing I don't really know if I have or not is whatever 17255 No 2 is. Yay. Jigsaw puzzle. Okay, so there's a retaining clip on this part. Oh, okay. Oil, I should say. I keep calling it grease. It's oil. Outer facing bearing. This one slides in there. Nice and easy. And then this we want to make sure is pretty greased up because we don't want it to get damaged. How am I going to press this in? Okay, so the notch here goes on the outside, obviously, and that will need to be pressed into this. You want to press on the inside ring and not the outside ring because that could damage. Okay, I have an idea. So dang it. Clean that off again. All right, so the danger of putting this in here is that it is a shaft. So if I tighten it too much, it'll go on the shaft itself and then break the tool again. Best case scenario. So I gotta make sure it clears the shaft. At the same time, I'm not pushing on the outside of the bearing. If I had the right tool, this could all be avoided. That's a common theme, isn't it? All right, We might have to loosen up slightly, but that should be good to start it. Then, to not press on that part of it, we'll take one of these plates. I don't like doing this, but we'll take one of the plates and we'll just spread it out. Does this even extend that far? All right, made contact. Just pressing in. Release it slightly. So we can make adjustments here. Pull itself. Let's go back down. Not 100% sure it's clear or not, so let's play it safer. Actually, center it slightly. Sorry guys, it's more centered. Start pressing again. That seems to be in. Don't want to overpress it, obviously. Okay. Bearing still turns nice and smooth. Cool. Yep, snap ring. It's more of a snap clip, but let's see. So this might need to be punched in. And by might, I mean almost definitely needs to be punched in. Again, where are my regular hammers? I should probably grab those at some point. We'll just use the old fashioned. Oh, good one. Oh, good mallet. Oh. I don't know if I can get this in easily. So I have to hit it pretty much centered. Oh, okay, almost got it. There it goes. Cool. That's in. So you make sure this, if this doesn't fit in there, then we're good. And that is really tight, so yeah. Now, how small is it? So a 0.05 millimeter barely fits in there. How about a 4? I cannot get the 4. Oh, there it goes. 4 can just barely fit in there too. 0.04. So that's in spec. Let's slap this back on. Oh, that's right. We gotta clean off the bearing I dropped and reinstall it. This ring goes on after it's pressed into the housing. Wait, why did I put this on top of that? Sure has a lot of grease in it because it's a very important bearing. I think for now we'll just put this to the side. So now we have the output shaft, and so that's basically this giant rod here, and we'll do the front side of it and then the back side, I imagine. Oh no, we put the back side on first? Hold on. Oh, then it wants me to assemble this, okay. No, we put the front side on, cool. So it looks like we assemble the clutch next. So that would be this part, which is a replacement part. It wasn't like needed to be replaced, but I think the old one looked a little bit worn and we were having issues with reverse, I think this is related to. So this is the new one. The old one's in here. The old one has a lot of wear marks on it, on all these teeth. They're kind of beaten up. And the new one has nice pointy teeth. So that's the difference. And then that has all these. So we have, your future looks bright. I don't know. Yeah, so we need another ball. Okay. 17341J, no one. Let's make sure we pull up the right part. Full size. 17341J. 17341J. No one, required 12. Alright, should be A60217108. Remember that? Because I sure don't. I did order extra balls, so, and springs, so I know we have those in case we need them. This is a Y, we need a A. Starts with an A. You know, 8. Did I really only order 2? Balls and springs. 17108. It's very important that I get the right part for the right thing. So, well, okay. Ooh, I just dropped it. There it is. And dropped it again. These are really, really tiny. I'm losing my marbles. How long was I out? A long time ago. I skipped over a lot apparently. So the clamp is on the part where the permanent gears are on the shaft, and the short side is facing up. There is a needle bearing that goes on there that just slides right on. After, of course, you put some oil on it, then you got reverse gear put on top of that, and a synchro ring, and then a clutch hub assembly, which I also assembled apparently before all this. So that all goes together, and it looks like I'm trying to push it in using a socket on top of that. Nice and aligned, okay. And that's a lot of resistance. And it's still going down. Oh, there it goes. Okay, stop there. I can still spin it actually. Cool, all right. If I had a deeper socket, I could just finish it off like that, but I do not. And again, maybe one of these will do. Hang on. What I got, right? No, actually I got bigger. Oh, I have a 1-inch. Oh, this might work. Oh. Room. Okay. No, it's not big enough. Bummer. I would need like a 1 1/8, I guess. Ooh, wait. I have an idea. Okay, what if I put the old part to press the new? No, that actually doesn't kind of. Never mind. But. It's not even wider. Okay, I really don't want to press on the outside of it. I think I'm gonna have to. The problem is I want to press on the inside ring here and not the outside ring. So if I flip it around, it's gonna press on the outside ring. I could go get lunch and then go to maybe a Lowe's will have something. Once I flip it over, it won't matter, because the other side will be pressed this way anyways, regardless, because of the long pole. You know what? We'll just flip it around. Okay. Stay. Don't fall. We need to do this, which means it needs to be pressed there, which means I need to drop it like 2 notches. Okay. Stay. Put it here. This. Flip it up here. And it's still way too tall. Wow. Alright. Cool. That's enough clearance. I'm gonna put it in, but we don't want it too far in because I don't want to press the pole and break the tool. Okay. Okay. And down we go. Okay. Hold on. Let's make sure. Yep, there we go. Now it's in. Okay, that's pushing out, and that's a lot of resistance, so I think we're colliding with the pole there again. Down. Okay, that now feels like it's really in there. Double check. Yep, that's in. All right. Squawk. Okay. That looks pressed in. This still spins. Something shot out at me. Hope that was just... Nope, that was a ball. Uh-oh. It shouldn't have shot out when I put it in gear. Why did it shoot? Oh, now it's in. I might have to... Might have to do some findangling. But that shouldn't have popped out. Once we get this more together, I'm gonna have to check that, make sure it doesn't do that again. Okay, and now it should be snapped in. Well, it seems to have pushed up some random gunk up there too. That looks cleaner. It might have just been old gunk that it pushed up in there, but I wanted to be safe. Actually, no, first I want to get that clip in, which I am 80% sure is this clip. Nah. What do you get for trying to put glove on a sweaty hand? Did I just throw the clip? Okay, now we gotta go clip searching. Great. Oh, is that it? Okay, good. That was it. Short clip search. We're good. Let's not do that again. Sit down there and actually what I need to do is put a clip in. I need a hard surface. This it's the same as the other way, so alright. So this will go on here. And actually I don't have to punch this one in. I think I can use the tool here. So well, maybe I do have to punch it in, but not the direction I thought. Maybe I can just tap it in. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's on and extremely loose. So I hope I can find the right one then. Because the clip definitely goes on here. Let's check something first. So this goes together like this. That kind of goes together like that, all right. So that's good. So we snap into gear here. We're in gear there. This can spin. Should be out of gear now. These both turn. Excellent, and then we go into reverse. Reverse spins, makes some weird noises. Why are you making those noises? Oh, because it's not in all the way. There we go. Now we're in reverse. It spins freely. That's steady. And that does push in on it, so it should keep that from falling out. Cool, okay. Oh, here's the ball I was missing earlier. So we just replaced all of this. Yeah, because I think I didn't like how worn these teeth were on this. That's why I replaced the first gear. Hard to imagine I am straight up missing a piece. I know it seems like a mess in here, but I definitely had things organized when I took things apart. The only reason for anything to go missing is if I moved it around afterwards, which I tried not to. I'm getting stuck, like mentally and everything, so I think I need food. Great time for a food break. Then I think we'll be back later. So where was I? I went to Bojangles. I ate some Bojangles, and it was good. So we're still, I didn't look into that clip, so we're still missing that clip. We'll figure that out later. But for now, we'll continue assembling the rest of the shaft. So that'd be this entire section. So we need a bearing, a gear, those things, and then we'll assemble a clutch. Or I could go ahead and just assemble the clutch, I don't know. Let's do things in order. We have a new bearing. Oh, that's a bigger version of the other one. That's cool. Alright, that's the old bearing. Which, it doesn't look bad, but you know, replacing it anyways. And this looks like could be first or second gear. Oh no, that's definitely second gear. That's first gear. First gear is the big gear. It's amazing what a little bit of food and caffeine can do to lighten your mood a little bit. There's second gear, I'm assuming. And then after second gear, we have, yeah, so we have the These are a little different than the other ones I was putting in. These are like a 3-piece assembly. Assembled-ish, I guess. They're sinker rings, just like the other ones, but 3 pieces instead of 1. Hopefully I can line these up correctly. Looks like there's a tab on the inner piece, 3 tabs on the inner piece. On the upside, bottom. Fascinating thing. Alright, leave that there. I should mark off what I have assembled. Alright, this is all assembled. And this is all assembled. Ah, this one shows single. Interesting. That was a loud noise. Oh, okay, so it compresses with the clutch assembly, which I might as well assemble. This one we are not replacing because it seems to be just fine. This is for first and second gear. So the selector on first and second wasn't too bad. The engagement in second was okay, but it wouldn't hold very well. And I don't know if that was part of the rod issue I was having or if it was another component. All right, so that gets pressed in. Cool. Question is, does anything else get pressed in with it? Tells me which orientation they go, which I would imagine would be kind of obvious. It says use a long metal rod, which I definitely don't have, so I'm gonna have to do it upside down. So which way does what go? I imagine this will be kind of obvious. So we have the inner piece facing down like that. Yep. And the outer piece is facing up. So for this one, it is reversed. The front, oh, I'm glad I checked. The front's higher. Okay, so it would go in like this. Which means something like that. Cool, right. Oh, the small parts. Okay. It almost feels like I'm like kneeling at an altar to present a sacrifice, and this is some kind of liquid of some sort. This is not the case, by the way. Disclaimer, this is not a sacrifice, no matter how it looks. Good plan. Yeah, for some reason they did the low resolution screen with 60 hertz only. So I guess that's what the panel they supplied would only support. Yeah, other than that, it's great. Needle bearings. And the second gear, I would assume. There we go. And which way is this face again? Because this is reversed. This way? Yes, this way. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be challenging. Okay, because the bottom and top it only fits in one way there. Then the bottom, the middle sleeve has to fit into the bottom, and then the bottom sleeve has to fit into the top, so it's a sandwich. Very messy sandwich. This might be hard to do without that pole. I'm going to take this really slow and really carefully. And I need it to be... Might be able to get away with the second rung, but we'll do the third for now. Alright, I don't remember if there's a pole clearance issue here or not. Lift it up a little bit. Okay, I don't want it to hug it. I also want it to clear it. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, maybe this will be easier than I thought, because this can come down and then line up with that. And I can spin this around so that the top lines up correctly. Hey, that might work. So now the inner and outer ones can align. Okay, that moves on its own. Doesn't seem to have any play that way, that's good. Okay. I'm afraid to engage it right now because little balls to pop out, but we'll try. Okay. Keep those down. Okay, it's engaged. Now the whole thing moves. Disengage. Now, there we go. And now it's free. Cool. And I still have all the balls, right? Yeah, cool. All right. Sweet. Next step. So we have another bearing. All right, we got a bearing. Wait, no, this is the old one. We have a new synchro ring tri-set, I guess you could say. I don't know. Tri-piece. We have a special type of gear. So the bearing goes between the gear and the cap thing here. So I believe this would be first gear because it's the biggest. And splined correctly to be first. And it has a bearing that rides in between this part and this part, it looks like. And I think there's a ball somewhere, because yeah, there's a little notch here. That's either for a ball or for oh, strong. Meh. Now I have some cleaner in my gloves and it's burning. It mixes with my sweat, and then the sweat starts burning and then doesn't dry because it's mixed in sweat inside of a glove. So I wanted to check to make sure there wasn't a ball in it. Yep, there is a ball. Okay. Good thing I remembered. Instructions might say, but don't drop we have this assembled. We're working on this. So how's the instructions say I should assemble this? Okay, so next, after 22, 23 is the ball. I'm a little surprised they don't say spheres. They just call them balls. So right now, we have a sphere, and this goes in this little notch here. And as far as I know, the only real purpose for that is to keep this from spinning. So this all gets lubed up. No, wait, before all this, we put this, okay, hold on. So this will only go on one way, I would assume. Right, so we go on this way. Gotta make sure the outer one lines up. The inner one will line up the other way, or the middle, and then the inner one lines up here somewhere. There we go. Okay. Then we slide on, apparently we slide on this before the bearing. Don't spin because we put the little marble in there. Okay, then we spin this so it lines up with that. Okay. Hold that together. Slide in the bearing. The bearing goes on the outside. Then I would assume this little notch right here will line up with that steel ball and will prevent the inner piece from spinning. Is that rust? Hold on. The little notch got a little bit of rust in it from sitting, I imagine. And make sure that notch lines up with that ball so that this does not spin. And make sure everything else relines up because it fell out. Okay, never mind. We'll pull it out and do it again. Alright, the ball's still in. The outer piece lined up. Middle piece goes in, inner piece needs to line up. Inner piece lined up. Middle piece lines up with this, and I guess we'll leave a bearing on it. There we go. That all lines up. Stay together. That slides in between all of that. Okay, I found the ball, and it lines up. And it's in, and it's together. Oh, and it's heavy. All right, so now, first gear spins. This is not press fit together, so I kind of have to hold it. But if I shift into first gear now spins with the shaft. It does not. Back to neutral. Shifting to second. Second's in. First spins. Back to neutral. Cool. I believe the bearing's next. Yep, 30 is the bearing. Does not say anything about the bearing, so that's the old one. This is the new one. Round things that help it spin. And that just slides on here, right? Right? Maybe? No? What? Eh? Does it need press fit? 30, we have bearing. So I might press the bearing on with the gear. I do not feel comfortable pressing that in without something pressing against the inner race. So, because with these bearings you don't want to press on the outside or else it can fall apart and break. So the next part is the gear that I did not need to replace until I broke it. We back. Sorry about that. So, cool. This one need to be pressed on. I do not know the orientation. Interesting. Why don't you tell me an orientation? What in the world? Is it supposed to be obvious? I might actually have to review old footage. Let's pull up the archive. What am I looking at here? Wait, is that it? Oh, pause, thank you. Okay, full screen. Zoom in, enhance. What is that? Okay, so we're using the press in this one, so how far are we? Kinda looks like the... Oh, man, it's hard to tell. Alright, so can I look at that? No. Yeah. Wow, I flip it around so fast there. I'm like 90% sure the skinny side goes towards the technical back. So I flip it, turn this way, yep, and then it flipped that way. Okay, yeah. So this side goes this way. That was a lot of effort just to figure that out. Alright, my apologies. And it wants me to use the rod again that I don't have. This will not line up with the splines until the splines are actually there. So I think we're just going to have to press against it to get this through. Then slowly line it up to get it correct. We'll have to do it this way. Remember how I said I wasn't sure if this was going to fall apart or not? Might be able to save it here. Okay. So that complicates things because I now need to hold this to make sure it doesn't fall. I got two parts we gotta make sure don't fall. That's not enough clearance. Alright, another delicate operation here. Ooh. Okay. Don't get stuck. Okay. Dropping it through. Right, it doesn't need to clear that, and I just drop this by extent tack down. Okay, we're still in. We're still in. Okay, good. Stay. I have to hold that now. This can squeeze pretty far. You want to press on the inner part of it, not the outer. Not too tight because I don't know if that flanges out or not. Probably should check that. Surprisingly, you do get used to the smell of transmission fluid. Eventually. Okay, got some pressure there. Felt it go through. Pretty lined up down there, alright. Okay. Okay, it's still going. How are we doing with... Oh, did the gears just... Oh. I think the gears just went into the right spot. The splines, I mean, for the gear. Either that or it hasn't reached it yet, I don't know. Okay. Still going. I think it lined up the splines for me. We might have reached max travel. Which means when this falls, it's still not aligned, but it's close. Leave it like that. I have to raise it up. Up, and then we gotta realign this. That seems to be in. The inner piece seems to be in. Okay. And we keep going. I'll scare down my fingers there. That's a lot of pressure. Alright, hold up. Ah, that fell. Oh, that's not good. Okay, hold on. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to release it here. And check a couple things. So this piece, line it up again. Yeah, so that's all lined up fine. Then this piece needs to go between where the ball is. See where the ball is falling out. Okay. So that seems to be the notch there. So can we use gravity to our advantage? Or not, maybe that's not the notch. Ah, there it is, okay. So that slid back in place. Alright, not spinning, so... No, okay, it doesn't. There's the splines. Okay, so it's on the splines. Definitely needs to move down quite a bit more. So now, I think I'm going to use this tool to keep it from getting in the way so I don't crush my fingers by accident. I've had enough finger crushing for one lifetime. Okay, so like going in place. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. This, I'll do that in a second. Make sure the gear's in. Re-engage. Release a little bit. Make sure that we don't collide with the inner splines. I think we're good enough there. Oh. Use this bugger to hold that in while we pump. No, don't fall. This is a lot of pressure. I should have put these on way earlier. Okay, this should be far enough. I don't need this anymore. Ooh, that might have been a good noise. Okay, I think that's in. Alright, release. That's looking more like a transmission shaft. That looks very much inserted. I really hope we inserted it in the correct orientation. By we, I mean me, but you know. Alright, let's make sure it still shifts into gear. So there's first gear spinning, second gear spinning, first gear engaged, second gear engaged. Seems a little loose. I don't like that play. Don't like that play at all. Maybe celebration was too early. Let's see how far the clip goes in. That fits pretty loosely in there. Yeah. So, maybe first gear is supposed to have that much slop in it. I don't know. It moves up and down slightly, and it's just a little concerning to me. But maybe that's intentional because it has that inner piece, the inside piece. I mean, that's kind of designed to be slop. I think there's a measurement for it somewhere too in the manual. Definitely wasn't any more give to pushing it in. I think I can do this without putting it on the ground. Yeah, okay, it'll need to be on the ground. I think that was it. Retaining clip is in. Fascinating. That's like 0 clearance. Try a .002. Actually, that slides in pretty nice. 0.8. 0.8 goes in. And a .10 fit in. .10 fits in pretty easily. 1.3. 0.13 fits in pretty easily. 0.15 slip fits in there. Wow. Okay. So we're at 0.25, and we need a ring that's at least 0.15 millimeters thicker than the one we have in here currently. So that's a part I need to order. So that needs to come out again. Got it. So that should give us the correct range to replace this clip, which I think is only, we only had to replace this clip because I replaced this gear, which is slightly different tolerance, I'm guessing. All right. So we won't be able to get the transmission totally together, but we can get a fair amount. At least I'll have all of this assembled. I do want to try a couple things first. I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to have that much slop in it. Hang on, let me check a different part of the instructions. So part of the disassembly was first, second, and fourth. Here we go. Thrust clearance. First gear, thrust clearance, which is what the gap here I'm facing right now. So the back and forth. Does have a spec. Need my other tool for it though. Alright, so we can measure this one with this fun little doodad here maybe. That moves around too. So I need it on the pole, but that might work. Grab our dial, move, which would be this measurement here. So we'll hold that still, or not, because it's just moving anyways. And it's about 9. Thrust clearance needs to be between 0.15 and 0.4 millimeters. I completely forget how to read this scale, so I'm gonna have to look that up again. Doesn't matter if it keeps moving. So I highly doubt it'll be moving a lot on this thing. That looks pretty even. All right, so now all the way down, zero it out. All right, we're gonna go, we push all the way up, and the entire thing moves, because of course it does. So, new plan, we hold down like this. No, the entire thing moves. All right, new plan. Put this on the blocks on the floor, and then put this on top of that, and now, as we tighten this down, it shouldn't move, in theory, because I don't have a vise on a steady table. Way up, way down, way down, way on it. It's about there. All right, 0. Go up, and it's about 11. So about 10 to 11 notches, whatever that is. Okay, let me look up how to read one of these again. And we'll see if that's in spec. How to read a dial gauge. 0.001 inch. So I'm guessing each one is 0.001 each notch. So that would mean it's reading 0.011 or 0.01, between 0.01 and 0.011 inch. Right, okay, so does it give me inches here? It does, okay, 0.0, okay. So it's max clearance, which is within spec. Okay, this is 0.006 and 0.015 and 0.011 and 0.011 and 0.010 is between that. So we are in spec. So all that effort just to find out that little play is within spec. We're good, as long as I measured everything correctly. That is normal. That little bit of movement is normal. Okay, I feel better now. I'm a little more frustrated than I was 10 minutes ago, but I feel better now. Let's just wipe this down again. So we don't need to press it in anymore. We do need to order those clips. The other clip, so the one that's missing? Where'd it go? Yeah, so that one's missing as well. I guess we could just order it. We can put you in home. You stay together then. There you go. You're home. Stay together. There you go. Input output shaft, mostly together. Minus 2 clips. Oh, and this. And since the clip can probably just go right over top of this, or it doesn't even need to go over top of this, I can put this together. This is for the speedometer. It spins with that shaft and spins another thing that is connected to, I don't know, stuff and wires. And those wires connect to the computer, and the computer says, all right, sorry about that. Oh, hold on. I'm on reverse gear. I think my reverse gear has a snap ring. Oh, it does. I wasn't able to take it apart, though, it looks like. Well, I'm not replacing any of the components here, am I? For some reason... That? It's not even taking that far apart. What? 304. Yeah, I marked the wrong one. So it's the gear piece here. Which... I mean, I don't know if I want to replace. I have it now, so I might as well. Why do I want to replace this? It doesn't look bad. Maybe it was, this is part of reverse gear, so maybe it was part of the thought of replacing anything that looked replaceable on it. 13 would be versatile gear component, which does have some notes on it. For reverse idler gear component, turn the friction gear counterclockwise by hand, insert through holes from reverse idler gear side and secure friction gear. So for assembly, there's a hole in the back here and a hole here. They need to align. Yep. And then I stick a rod through of some sort to hold them in place. So when I assemble it, this is under pressure and torque, and I pull that out. Let's try the other ones. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Cool. Then we remove a spacer ring, and this piece. And doesn't seem to have any like clearance stuff to deal with. That seems to be working fine. Do I really need to, is there any obvious difference here? If this was a cheap part, mean, I'd say go for it, but I don't know. Is this a cheap part? Friction gear. Oh, wow, that was 45 bucks. What the heck? Why did I buy that? Okay, part of me is tempted to try to resell it, to be honest. Another part of me is like, yeah, but you have it though. You might as well try to replace it. You know, I bought it, the money's out. I mean, I could try to resell it, but the likelihood of me reselling that part is highly unlikely that someone else is looking for it right now, so. It looks good, okay. Might as well assemble this while I'm still here. Smells pretty dirty. Probably doesn't get much oil flow through it. We got a train. All right. Whew. I'm feeling it. I'm getting a little tired. And good. Yeah, spacer, I guess. Yeah. There we go. That's why they call it a snap ring. And this slides in this way. That's part of reverse. So now this is all assembled. So we just need to order the replacement for this one, figure out where this one went missing, or just order a new one. Cool, I guess I start cleaning up a little bit. Alright, that might be as much cleanup as I'm doing. I might go to that pile in a minute, but I think I can call the string here. Alright, I'm kind of fast, and that's why I am recording it instead of streaming it. So we're just gonna get this over with, hopefully. Looked through my old videos, and I have discovered that this clip indeed is the one I'm missing. I tracked it through the videos, and this is, in fact, that clip. Problem with it, like, I remember trying it on that part, and the problem with it was it just wasn't grasping far enough down. So what I'm gonna try to do, if I can find my tool, so I'm gonna try to crimp it down a little bit more. This may or may not work with this one. I'm gonna try to install it again. And I'm gonna measure its clearance, make sure it's within spec. If it's in spec, I don't have to order it. If it is in spec, then great. So this is a part type A, it looks like it says on the little marking here. I'm squeezing it. So maybe pulling it apart kind of with the in taking it off, maybe I messed it up slightly, so I'm half tempted to try just flatten this entirely. Maybe. Just maybe. Right? Can I sandwich the plates? That might be actually a little better. It doesn't look like there's enough clearance. Alright, we'll just do it this way then. Okay, that's flat. It'd take more than that too. I grabbed the wrong one. I pulled it out and I was like, this isn't the clip I was working on. This is the other one I'm replacing. What did I do with the one I was just handling? So there's the pliers. Set it down. Where did I set it down? Should I just review the footage? Probably. Alright, let me review the footage. I'll be right back. Alright, I have reviewed the footage, and I have cleverly placed it in a great hiding spot. Sandwiched between stuff. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. So we got it level. It's right there. I'm just gonna trade gloves. Oh, do I need a funnel for this? Holy cow, that's a small hole. Okay, about 12 PSI. All right, well, I can refill that later, I guess. Assuming this will go on and be all good. Yep, that's a smaller ring now. In fact, it's so small, it doesn't want to fit in the tool. Thing goes. Okay, and we're gonna lift it up just enough to hopefully not cause it to giant damage itself or be damaged by being open so much. There we go. Further. There we go. Check clearance with my nicely, maybe slightly organized tool. 08. We can try an 08 actually. Will an 08 fit in there? In fact, I don't think. Oh, yeah, it kind of fits. No, it kind of fits. Okay. Where's my 10? Here we go. Between 0.1 and 0.18. So between 0.1 and 0.13, which is out of spec. So I'd said that one's an A, right? Yeah, so the next one up is a 0.85 from 0.80. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, 0.85. We're gonna look that one up. So let's go ahead and measure it. It's like one spot where it likes to slide in. There we go. That's the wrong screen. I was not planning to stream any of this, but I've been chasing a rabbit for a while and might as well bring y'all along and try to finish up here. But I just figured out which clips I need to order because these are no longer within spec. So there's a clip that goes here, there's a C clip here, or a snap ring here, and a snap ring here. And those three are, well, these two are like barely out of spec. This one needs to be replaced with a slightly thicker one. That's why I just sat down and figured out what I need to order for that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna order both. The one I think I currently have, and the one that's slightly bigger for that one and that one. But for this one, we're gonna order these two because it's probably one of these two. Might just well order all three if we can. I still need to prep this and prep that stuff. Like replace that bearing and do some other stuff here. So I'm gonna order that part later, or those clips later, and work on this. Cool. If I remember correctly, this diagram is incorrect, but we'll follow it anyways. Okay. It has a sleeve on the inside. Two sleeves. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. So those could be replaced if I needed to. Inner piece here, that's kind of a clip-ish thing, and we have an outer piece. So what differs from the diagram is This one has a hole through here, has 3 notches here, and no clip. Alright. Actually, I don't know if I want to clean them right now. I don't have another bag to put them in. I might wait to clean these in. Has a pin through here. I don't see a point in removing that. Yeah, so it goes this way. Yeah, I don't see a point in disassembling this either. Oh, that has a lot of slop in it. Sleeve, because that doesn't have a sleeve in there. It's just loose. Fascinating. Alright. I guess this one just needs cleaned up and then re-oiled. What I want to make sure I do is get the spring and ball for this inserted when it needs to be. And the more I'm thinking about this, the more, there's the ball piece. The more I'm like, yeah, maybe I should do this when I have the other parts. That way, once I clean everything and put it back together, it's still fresh in my head. I've narrowed down which parts I need to order for this. That's why we wanted to do all this, because I wanted to make sure I didn't need to order any more extra parts over here. That would take a very long time. We're gonna assume we have all the parts over there, and if we don't, then we can order them later. Ciao for now.